We're live.
Hi, everybody! Welcome
Oh.
to Daisies and Dragons. These are the Daisies. I'll be providing the dragons as we begin our first episode of our first long-running campaign, The Broken 12. I'm your DM, Chirag, and let's start introducing our lovely players, starting with the handsomest lad around. I don't know where I'm pointing.
You can point to your right and to the bottom, and that kind of gets to me vaguely. Hello,
Okay.
My name is Shubham. I shall be playing... Should I introduce my character now or later?
Let's save a little surprise.
Okay, so hi,
Yeah.
my name is Shubham, and the rest is a surprise.
That's it. Next up, long-suffering member of Desis and Dragons, Indrani.
Hello, I am Indrani, like Chirag just said. I will also be playing a character which is also a surprise, but you can actually see it right next to my name. So
I'm
maybe not
feeling
that
we
much of a surprise.
Yeah, I feel we should have we may as well just say our names. Say your names for the people who can't see. We'll come back to Shubham.
I will be playing Talvar, and you'll find out more about her as the game begins.
Yes. And last but definitely not least, our very, very special guest and long-time subscriber, Alika.
Hi everyone, I'm Alika. I will be playing a character named Medu the Vadalis, and you will find out more about them very soon. And they're extra.
Sure, you seem to have forgotten your
Yeah, my
character's
name, which I completely forgot about, and it's not like I wasn't told to introduce it, is named Pewter, and that's all you need to know about him for now. For them.
Excellent. So, in that case, now let's just get a little introduction before we start going into the game. This will be the start of a long-running campaign called The Broken 12, set in the world of Eberron. That's written by Keith Baker and a D&D published setting. There will, of course, be some changes to it. By naturally, we're playing it, so there may be some things which are going to be slightly different, adjusted. But for the most part, it's Eberron, it's exciting, and hopefully these guys are going to see a lot of it before they inevitably blow something up. I'm sorry, Alika, you didn't know what you were walking into. Oh, maybe you're the one who's going to do it. You know,
He did start by telling us that he will be introducing dragons, and we're at level 1, so I have high hopes for how this is.
Wait, I missed this part. What?
Yeah, and you will continue to miss them. You know,
Okay.
Blinking, you'll miss them. They're very easy to miss. Now, as you can see, we've got everything ready. We're going to get started as we go into the wonderful world and terrifying world of Eberron. Eberron, a city. Eberron, the world crafted by 3 dragons, who tore them, named after the dragon Eberron, who sealed its twisted sister Kyber deep between its bowels, from which horrific demons would emerge. But on its grounds, far above, is the continent of Corvair, where this city will take place, where this adventure will take place. A country that has just dealt with the last war, a century-long war, which has turned the Kingdom of Gallifrey into 5 separate nations, one of which, 4 years ago,
Excuse me.
was destroyed by the equivalent of a magical atomic bomb. No one knows what caused it, this event called the Morning. But Sire, the original royal capital of the Kingdom of Gallifrey, has been completely cut off from the rest of the world as it becomes a dangerous maelstrom of horrifying magical energy. Many of those after that, 2 years later, a peace treaty was made. Not because people were done fighting, but because people were scared that someone knew how to do that again. No one wanted to be the next Sire. And so, for the last 2 years, the countries have been at peace, a stable peace, as best they can, as they try and recover from this war. There is some resentment among some people, but also this quest for progress. Because Eberron is a world where magic is studied like a science, and it has advanced to technology called Magitech, which influences all across the country, all across the continent. You'll see lamps powered by magic sprites, trains that are powered by lightning elementals themselves. And in the city of Sharn, where we come into now, in a world just touching the plane of air, buildings grow higher than anywhere else they could be, and some of it even floats above the clouds in this massive towering towering city of about of millions, thousands of all these people from all over into Shan. And as we come down into Shan, where the adventure starts, we actually go just a little bit outside of Shan. As we just come in, as we're coming in, like the camera abruptly turns. As we start going down to where our adventures are starting, as we see floating about, we see all manner of animals, some goats, horses, donkeys, but also some stranger ones. But large owls and eagles are also floating around us as we come into a ranch, the High Gallop Ranch, owned by Calathea, a woman whose name is written firmly under the ranch. As it approaches, we can see one animal that is fairly unique from the others, being tended to by a very special person, wearing her aviator goggles and aviator scarf, I would assume.
Sure.
Yeah. As we come down, Alika, why don't you introduce your character and also this little fellow that you're taking care of?
Okay. Get started. So you would see a darker skinned human with side-shaved hair, short on the sides, and then like pulled into a very short ponytail at the back. Most of it covered with like that leather aviator cap that you have with like the straps hanging down, and then like aviator goggles also pushing up to the top of the cap with the whole scarf thing. You see, there are like these kind of riding gloves on both hands, like these leather ones, but one hand has two fingers kind of pressed down in the glove. Mostly they're human. Nothing super fancy or different about them, but the animal that they are tending is very super fancy and different and so cute. You'll see something which looks like a very weird cross between like a deer, a stag rather, and like a wyvern almost. So they've got like this deer head with like the stag antlers rising up, which look fairly large and pointy. A lot of like feathery kind of fur which goes down the neck, and like these draconic sort of feet, and like these bat kind of wings, which are also fairly large, though one wing doesn't seem to match up with the others.
Yeah.
And
it's a smaller wing. It's a bit shorter and almost like it creaks as it's somewhat flexible, but it's still clearly made of a form of metal. As this lovable creature, it struggles, but it's happy and it's like it's nuzzling you.
No.
Yeah. And it's just like it's massive head. Its head is bigger than yours, so its nose, as I say, it just takes up your whole cheek, and it's just being overly affectionate. This intimidate. Yeah.
Okay, Cosmo, down, boy, easy.
Did you say? I think, and a woman's voice just like comes out as it goes clop, clop, clop behind you. Cosmo's been down too long. I think he wants more than anything to go up. And behind you see a lovely woman, blonde, grayish blonde hair. Ears are slightly elongated, similar to elves, as she's wearing just what looks like a farmer's dark brown over her thing and like workman's gloves. But below is quite different, as she has the lower half of a horse. This is Calathea, one of the few centaurs that most people have ever seen outside the Eldine reaches, and the owner of the ranch.
How do you spell her name?
Calathea. Her name is spelled Calathea.
Yeah, Calathea. Got it.
Come on. Yeah.
We can't hear you, Indrani, just FYI.
Yeah. Yeah, Shubham didn't mute you preemptively because he knew you were going to actually him.
There we go.
Good. Calathea is like, coming towards you. She's like, and she's there. She's looks to be about like the equivalent of someone who looks like in their late 30s, but just she has this very tired. Like she's smiling. She has this very tired look in her eye, like someone who's just been more emotionally tired than physically tired. Because as a centaur, she's got a lot of physical energy, which she needs, given all these weird animals on this ranch. Huh?
Yeah. Cosmo looks like he's a lot better with the wing now, sort of fixed. I think
Yes.
we should definitely take him up for run soon enough.
Your friend has really done wonders. I never thought that this could be possible.
It's incredible.
Yeah, when you first brought her to the ranch to work on him, I was a little put off, but she came more recommended, and you as well. So still,
I mean, I honestly didn't have these kind of hopes. I thought maybe it would just he'd be able to maybe glide once in a while, but this is impressive work. Honestly, I think he'd probably be able to take to the skies just like he used to right before he got injured like this.
I've been fortunate to be able to look after him for as long as I could, and then she looks down and just hoofs a little bit.
I mean, you've done wonders as well. He was so weak and thin when I brought him here. He's really back up to his original fighting speed, so I can't tell you how grateful I am.
Honestly, I would like to have maybe 2 more weeks just to make sure he's okay, but I don't think we'll have even that.
Well, I think he's fine. And look at him, he's got so much energy. He's kicking up all the grass here and everything. He's good. He can do it. I think so. Thank you. You look tired. Is there anything I can do? You look like you need some, I don't know, something on your mind.
Just, bills. It's not like running a ranch for weird abandoned for animals that people don't really care for. It's not the most profitable, if I'm honest. I can
imagine.
That's why I was going to say that I can't look after you. Coming on next Tuesday, you'll probably have to find somewhere else to take him.
I understand. And I mean, you've already done so much. It's fine. I'm sure we will do. I'll find a way to make this up to you properly. I will find a way to repay this extraordinary amount of generosity. I'll find a way to pay you.
You've already done so much, he says, and just taps
I
on
mean,
his shoulder.
yes, handiwork, but properly paid. I'll make good on that. I promise.
Friends don't do favors for friends because they expect to get paid. That's what moneylenders are for.
I mean, yes, that's you're not wrong there. But still, I would not like to see you suffer for no reason. If I can help, I will do that as well.
I don't know how, unless you've got 1,000 gold pieces hidden somewhere. I don't see how you could help.
Well, maybe not 1,000. I'll pull out my money bag and count how much I've got from the last job I did.
Check your equipment. How much do you have?
Probably not very much. Maybe 5 gold or something.
That's you don't have in gold pieces. It's a lot. This is all you're saving.
Right.
Things you haven't paid your rent yet, and it's this is just a big amount of money.
Yeah.
But the fact that she wants 1,000, that's a huge amount. That's months and months, years of your work paid for that.
There must be a way.
As you say that, we go over to a little bit further down the ranch, inside one of the sheds, where you can see a group of 4 are just deep inside, and Carrot and they're caring for this really big horse. They're just 2 of them are just these 2 very similar looking girls. One with both with dark hair, one tied into a ponytail, and the other one's got it long and fade, but she has dyed red streaks in it. And they're both looking after this horse, and they're just chattering incessantly at their at a woman who's also there, like sitting in the corner, having to listen to them chat on to their long-suffering sister. Indrani, why don't you introduce yourself?
Indrani, we can't hear you. I love that Indrani was completely audible till the stream started and has then now managed to...
You guys heard me now?
Yes, now we can.
Sorry. Okay. I was saying, do you guys see this human-ish looking person leaning back, eyes closed, and just like nodding as if like paying attention, but not really, just sort of trying to drown them out. She has like just a shaved head, but there's like this patch of hair that like almost like a mohawk that goes up the center of her hair. And you swear like these auburn ringlets that curl around her hair at the end have this sort of strange flicker to them, as if like on fire. And she opens her eyes and sits forward, and as she's like, I get it. That sounds like a great story. You see just opaque red eyes, no pupils, no irises, just completely red. And all the emotion she can convey, she conveys through her very animated eyebrows. Like just always like nodding and like she's very physically animated. So she's moving around, looks annoyed, but is trying to be kind enough to her sisters. And it's just like, I get it. She looks outside the door and is like, you know what? I'm gonna go check on Cosmo. And she gets up. And
As you're like, they look up at you, and your sister's your sister's Tali, the one who's just got her hair tied up, just says like, oh, okay, it's fine. And she's like, and then she's, it's fine, you can go, it's fine. And she like, looks at her and she's like, Chuma, why would? And she like smacks her on the shoulder. Why do you have to? See, you scared her off with your boring stories. It wasn't boring. She's like, I thought she wanted to hear about what she wanted. There's so much she's missing out at home. We gotta tell her some things whenever she has to. I've got like 4 weeks of love and romance and stories to tell her. She doesn't want to hear about that.
I do. I totally do. I'll be back.
All right. As you're going, there is someone else inside the barn who has basically been someone who doesn't let Talvar ever really go alone anywhere, and who is basically why don't you describe what you're supposed to look like?
All right, so sitting to the side and legs crossed, eyes blank, is this metallic being with a very a very simple, featureless kind of design. It's a simple metal faceplate that has two kind of holes for eyes, and they have cat-like slits in them. But other than that, and the kind of grooves coming in from the center down to the eyes, there's not much kind of definition to allow for facial expression. Their jaw moves if they were to talk. The rest of the body, however, is more an assembly of various parts. It is in similar, the metal is a similar tone to the shirt that I'm wearing. It's kind of got this kind of scratched, scorched bronze ochre color to it. And if you can see past it, you'll probably notice that it's actually meant to be silverish, but it's not anymore. And yeah, it's just a lot of interlocking parts that make this person up, that allow them to move fairly kind of flexibly, except for their face, which is far more kind of firm. And they're just sitting there, eyes kind of open or closed. It's hard to tell when you just have, two tones there, and just letting everything register. But when they see Talvar getting up, they kind of automatically get up. It's like, I shall accompany you.
Yeah. As you say that, you can see Shubham say, wait, no! She like pulls out a ribbon, like, wait, we need to add the second ribbon. And as he like stands up, you see on one of his elbows, she's like tied a bright pink ribbon, just to like make like it covers up one of these like connecting points that's like really. I think there's a really, it's too pink. There's like a very light, like a very like light, like like impressive pink, and it's just like it really stands out from this. And she's there with a matching one in blue. It's like wait, stay still. She's running like she wants to put the ribbon on you.
On me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very well. What do these ribbons serve? What purpose?
Yeah. And she like, looks at you and she like grabs your cheek, realizes she can't because it's all metal, but tries anyway. It's like, it's to makes you a very pretty pewter. Very pretty pewter. And she...
I do not see how, but I shall keep them.
Yeah. Yeah, looks up and says, like, Kawa Didi, don't you think she's pretty? Don't you think they are very pretty?
Yes, they are so pretty. Come
Are
on.
you even looking or are you just walking as you say
I'm
that?
just walking.
All right. Okay.
I'll follow. I'll try to catch up a bit to Talvar.
When he's catching up, I mean when they are catching up,
Anything.
I lean next to them and I say, if you wanted to set her on fire, I wouldn't blame you. I'll even replenish your gas that you need to do it.
I have seen enough children on fire. I do not wish to see more.
Well, okay. We need to get you a joking module. This thing where someone jokes with you, you joke back. We'll figure a way out to get that done. It's fine. I pat him on the back.
Alright, I would appreciate a humor module. Humor is confusing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. As these two leave and consider whether they may need to invest in a therapy module as well as the humor one. Talbot, where are you leading her to? Are you leading them to Cosmo, or are you leading
I am
somewhere?
leading them to Cosmo.
Yeah. As you were like walking out, and you can see all these like grand animals like, moving about, and see Cosmo, who is fairly big. He's probably the biggest creature with like the largest wingspan, which you tried to match with metal. And they're talking to the owner of the ranch. Can you two give me perception checks?
Ooh. First roll of the campaign! What up?
Yeah.
Let's do
Okay.
it.
Tell us the tone of this campaign.
Oh
Is it
no,
a nat
guys, nat one. I'm not even kidding.
one? It is
For a total of
nat
3.
one on a campaign.
For a total
Uh-huh.
of 3, but yeah, that's a nat one.
Amazing.
Okay.
That's great. That's just amazing. I rolled a 9. So
Wow.
my passive perception is 30, if that makes up for
Cool.
everything.
You don't notice it, Pewter, as you're focusing on Cosmo, and Talbot doesn't notice it immediately, but after a while, with her passive, she realizes one of these flying owls has just left a white poop like right over on Pewter's shoulder. He has not noticed it, but you have.
I am going to shimmy closer to them and I'll reach into my little satchel that I'm carrying around with all my tools, and I'll take out a old oily rag and just like smear it on the back. Not clean it, just like smear it down.
Oh.
And then I'll just flick the rag away and keep on.
Okay.
You just made like owl poop war paint.
Basically.
Cool.
Question.
Mhm.
Can I feel this when this
Oh,
happens?
you know she's wiping oil on you. You don't know that she's wiped away poop because you got a nat one.
Sure.
But she knows she's wiping you.
Alright. Is that also Yuma?
Yes, it is. You might not need a separate module after all. You're catching on pretty quick.
I'm like, and I kind of just take my hand and rub it down their back. But it's just a dirty hand. There's no oil coming out of it. And I'm like,
Just like clink, 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 clink
Yeah.
from all the heavy chain people that I'm wearing.
I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah.
You work on the laughter. It's fine. We've got all the time in the world.
Yeah. You see Carathea just like, as she does that laugh, she does an involuntary shiver and like, oh, I need to get used to that. And she turns like, and as you turn around, you can, like, Cosmo like wrinkles his nose. He smells something funny. You guys have just see like the. Actually, you can't see from this angle because the poop's gone out back, so you don't know what's happened. what's happened. It's just Cosmo's making weird noises.
Um,
When I see
yeah.
Cosmo doing that, I'll be like, fine, and I'll use the back of like my sleeve to like clean it off and like flip my hand over because I don't want Cosmo to not like me.
Okay.
I simply I just want to take a moment to, because Calthea and Cosmo and Meidu are all here now, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll just nod to all of them and be like,
Mhm.
"Hello, I'm learning more about humor."
So
Oh, have you? That's great. What kind of humor have you learned?
We were just talking about burning children.
Oh,
I look at Talvar.
They're not wrong. We were talking about it, but I feel like we're missing a little bit of context here.
Yeah.
I turned to
I-
Pluto,
I.
and I'm like,
She's like, I swear, all these sisters are the same. She says, just shaking her head. Nothing
are
but.
you
I-
comparing me to Chumba?
I mean, if the horseshoe fits.
I do find that there is about a 70% similarity across all of them. It does make distinction fairly difficult.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna reconsider my life choices.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
If you're ready to head out,
As you're like saying that, it's only at this moment that you notice someone is basically you notice a carriage come into the ranch. It's like being getting closer, but you guys only notice it as it's arriving there, and it is being pulled by two beautiful white stallions, just like incredible, like very beautiful with these white, slightly blue fur, blue manes, and they're just like moving at incredibly. They look graceful, but they're moving really fast. As you're like fast and like as fast as a normal horse, even though this should be at a leisurely pace. And immediately, Maru, Alika, you know that these are mage-bred stallions. These are just like the highest class of mage-bred stallions.
You see
But-
like a eyebrow go up and like
Yeah.
this vague
But-
narrowing of eyes and then
Yeah.
like this begrudging nod like
Yeah, but as they're like coming in, something that might be slightly less good is you notice the symbol of the hippogriff on the side of the
Oh.
carriage.
oh
The symbol of House yes, the symbol of House Vidalis.
Great.
As it's right, and you can see. I didn't know she was coming this soon. Oh, okay. And she'll see. She's rubbing her neck nervously as the carriage comes in. What are you three doing as you can see this carriage coming through?
I am giving the carriage a look.
Hmm?
I am
yeah.
going to busy myself with other animals. I will keep an ear out, but I'm not looking. Like I don't want them to see. I'm
Sure.
just pretending to listen.
Great. Are you carrying a Cosmo or some other animal?
Some other, not possible.
Great. Give me either stealth or deception.
Stealth. So 2 rolls?
No, your choice.
Oh, stealth or deception. Fine.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
We found the tone of the campaign.
There you go.
It's oscillating.
Remember, guys, apparently online dice just cannot compare to Nonagon Dice.
It's true.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes. As you have gone away, and it actually takes a moment that Pewter thinks that he's lost you, and he's like, wait, no, I just saw her. What happened? And he like turns around like, and there's like a smear on his back, but like most of it's been wiped off.
Oh no,
It-
don't. Okay. Oh boy, are we having internet connections issues? I think we're okay. It should be fine.
Did you hear that?
I heard that I can still see the stain on my back.
There's a stain that's been mostly wiped off. That's
Okay.
all I said.
All right,
Uh,
all right.
And then, at this point, the carriage comes forward. The person who's like pulling on the reins. That's a lot of magic just for like this very minor effect. And it's like coming down. You see dressed in like fine, like it's a noble wear, but it's like noble riding gear. Like the things like a polo team might wear. Like it's just that very refined kind of look. That's like this is like the riding gear like someone's actually going to war, going like hard would wear, like for proper racing. Right? They wouldn't wear something this like shining white with trims of blue. They wouldn't wear something like this. They would wear like something more hardier, like what like Alika's character is wearing. But this one is just like having a day at the country club. You see this woman come in. She's got her hair has been tied back into like tied into a ponytail, bright blonde hair, dark blue eyes. Her hair, even though she's got blonde hair, her skin color is dark, not as it's like sort of dark, like a caramel dark. As she's just like coming in, as she like comes in, smile. It's like, oh my, isn't this ranch? It seems always more quaint every time I come to visit. You know immediately who this is. This is not you two probably might not know who this is, but this is Susanna Deval, one of the dragon moth heirs to the house, and formerly she served a lot. She served alongside you in the war. But she served alongside you doesn't mean she was as much in the fight, but she was part of the prestige of your unit, as she was responsible for the maid breeding and the care of the animal. She looks and she's like, "Are you trying to like conceal your identity or anything as you see her come forward, maybe, or are you just like standing?" Right.
It's a little difficult to conceal my identity in an open ranch. No, I won't do that.
As you come forward, Susanna like sees you like, oh my days. She like pulls out like a small pair of reading glasses, puts them on. Pretty like, is that little Maydu? Oh my, but it's great to see you. Picking up my glass.
Great to see you too, Susanna. You haven't changed a bit since I met you last.
Oh, I would love to say the same about you. She comes over and does air kisses on both sides of the cheeks.
Okay, great.
Yes. She like, you see, standing like quite nervously, as tall as a centaur can. Kalati says, Miss DeVal, it's so great to have you at our ranch. If I had more notes, like, excuse me. And she like looks like, I am having a lovely conversation with my relative. It would be very rude to interrupt. Right, of course. Bows, which is very awkward because again, centaur. So it looks like she might trip, but she's doing her best.
It's fine. Yeah, don't worry about
it. Okay. Peter, what are you doing while this is going
on? I have completely phased out
of this. You say that
unmuted.
I have completely phased out of this conversation because they are all mortals, humanoids talking, and none of them fascinate me. Instead, I am currently paying all my attention to Cosmo and simply not even bothering him. Just I've hunched down next to him, and I'm kind of just observing him, making eye contact. And I imagine if Cosmo's interested, we are both just kind of having a very quiet staring competition where we both just taking each other in and trying to understand each other. That's what I'm doing.
Give me animal handling check.
Sure, I will do that.
You got this. You got wisdom.
Yeah. Oh wow! I rolled a 20 and I got a 22.
Sweet.
That's awesome. Yeah.
There's this moment as you see him. You're not beast and machine, but for this moment, you are with one. Perhaps it's a bit of metal tied to him. Perhaps it's the sentience inspired into you. Perhaps it's the fact that you are both created for war. For this moment, you get each other. You get him. And what you get straight from Cosmo is two very strong things. One, oh god, I hate that. I hate that bitch. And looks at Susanna and just like this very strong, like very corrupt voice. And second thing, like, you smell like owl shit.
I that's an interest. I kind of just look at Cosmo like, me? I smell like a... Does that smell good?
No. Well, unless you're trying to lure in animal predators who hunt owls, but I don't know why you would do that. Are you hungry?
I don't think I'm ever hungry. What does hunger feel like?
Hunger feels like when you open your when you look in your chest and it feels unfulfilled, and then you eat and then you feel fulfilled. Do you know what it feels like to have the unfulfilling in your chest?
I take like a deep pause, and you almost see my eyes kind of blank out as the processing bar goes up. It's
Yes.
like, and then I come back and it's like, I understand hunger.
That's good. Then can you give me snacks? He looks over. There is some grain left by.
Of course. And I kind of
Yeah.
reach over and start giving him snacks.
Yeah. Oh, he's just gonna eat that.
Yeah.
I don't just eat.
He just ate. Yes, he has tricked the pewter into overfeeding him. Excellent. So
He
yes,
has to be able to fly.
but yeah. So you are currently
Yeah.
she's like, it's so good. How have you been? I understand you've been enjoying your little, taking some leave, enjoying your holiday. What have you been up to?
Oh, you know how it is on holidays. Little bit of this, little bit of that. Seeing the sights. I haven't been in such a place like Shan in quite a long while. So
Oh wow! Oh, of course. You grew up mostly in. I believe you grew up in Sire, wasn't that? Well, that's where you were mostly stationed.
that's where I was stationed. Yes, indeed.
Yes. It doesn't-
Unfortunate.
Oh, of course.
You
it
weren't
was-
there though.
I
What?
wasn't there for part of the time, to make sure that the animals were
Right. You were
well
busy.
tended. Yes, but I wasn't there during the unfortunate
No.
event. No,
Of course.
but
I mean,
tragedy, hopes and prayers.
yes, indeed. I mean, you're far too important to be in the front lines doing any actual work. All right. But it's important there as well. We have people there.
Of course, yeah. Of course. As she's like, now, I was really genuinely surprised to know, like, oh my word, is this couscous? She says, looking at Cosmo.
Oh, well, it's Cosmo. I
Oh.
believe you know this, but
Oh, right.
No,
Right, Calvin, of course.
At this point, oh wait.
Of course. Yes. Mhm. And,
At this point, when I hear this, I assume I hear this because I'm
of
feeling
course,
close,
you can hear
It's
it.
like, do you also have a defective memory module?
She looks absolutely full, looks like, is she like, looks at Kelsey like, is your machine is your machine daring to talk me? And she's like, no, it's not mine. It's not my machine. Oh, of course. It's she looks around. Let's run for like MSP. He's just visiting.
Yeah, he's visiting. I mean,
Oh.
they're visiting. Yeah, it's fine.
Oh,
Don't worry.
I apologize.
Right.
Have I done something rude?
yes. Well, it's
Nothing unforgivable. It's fine. Don't worry.
I don't quite see how comfortable I feel having a machine work on something as precious as a beast, even one as unfortunately named as a little craven over here.
Well, take what you can get.
You think you with the instant time with the animal, and also the fact and you as well because you raised it does not like her at all. It's not a carnivore. I mean, but it could, and it's like it does not like her. It's not realized that she's being mean to him.
Pewter is gonna stand up and simply stand in front of Cosmo and just deadpan stare at Suzanne, like not threatening or anything. He is just like blocking the view so that they don't have to look at each other. Like Cosmo doesn't have to. Of course, that does mean Cosmo has to stare at my oil poop stained back, but trade off.
Yeah, as you do that, actively he turns away. So you have the intended effect that he's not looking at her anymore.
There you go.
So you're like, fine, yes. Well, as well, if this unattended warforge is causing you problems, well, I can have my people call the British military or Shan City Watch to deal with
That
it.
won't be necessary. I turn around and I make my way back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He looks. Who are you?
The Warforged is my friend, and he's not going anywhere. So
Oh,
I
I see.
avoid answering.
I see. And are you part of the help on the ranch?
Yes, I
Would you have interacted in your time with many of the like any of the high society, or like even like the during your
I
time?
would assume so during my training
Okay.
and during
In
the
that-
time spent with.
All right. In that case, there's definitely a chance you might have met her. So let's just do roll me a d20. You decide high or low. Like high means you've met her, or low means you've met her.
High means of that.
All right then. So above a 10. Let's see.
Hey, 4.
You have never met this woman in your life. Like you don't
She
even.
sounds like a bitch, so
Yeah,
I'm
you
glad.
don't.
Consider yourself fortunate.
Yeah, you've had very, aside from you haven't had many interactions with House Devalis at all in this experience. So she's just like looks at like,
I shoveled the shit out of this patch.
oh, well, you should.
The
Get-
gate's that way.
Takes her a moment to realize that you just burnt her, and she's like, oh, I see. And she like looks back like, this is not very good relations with your new business partner, is it? That kind of thing. Oh, of
Oh,
course.
she
no.
fired me a few minutes ago. I was just on my way.
All right. Yes. I see. Yeah. Of course. Definitely. I see. At this moment, like those, you can also see like coming out of the barn, like taking the donkey that was inside there with them. You see your two sisters are also looking, and she's like, yeah, they've been watching, and then when you said we're shoveling shit, you hear one. You see both of them say like, "Oh, damn, DD!" And she's like, they look
I turned
really
to them
impressed.
and I winked at them.
I see. Good. Did those two also work for you? Yes.
They work for me, and they're fine.
I see. And they look and they're like, "What? No, I was going to get a nice." Like, oh, we don't. They're trying to. We don't know her. We don't know her. I just like, you know that they, you send money to them. You know that they need the work. It's not like this is the fun job for them. It's like, well, good. I hope to see all of you off premises. Probably the next time I come back on Monday, we will finalize the paperwork. I believe. Yes. Well, of course we will certainly do that. Yes.
I beg your
Excellent.
pardon. What do you mean paperwork? Are you investing in this place? What's happening?
Oh no, no. You see, she is. I am purchasing this ranch. I am and House Devalis are the new owners, and there will be some changes around here to make this a more agreeable place, a more profitable place, and there will be some changes. And she looks directly at Cosmo.
I see.
Mhm.
Didn't
Yes.
think you'd be interested in such an out-of-the-way place.
Oh, well. You said, well, it's just so. Of course, my heart bleeds for animals, as you are well aware. You can do an
Of
insight
course.
check if you think. You can do an insight check if you think she's full of shit.
I will do it.
I don't feel like I need an inside check, but I will do it anyway.
It's the exact kind of shit you need to figure out.
That's not great. What is this? 12.
Also 12.
You know she's full of shit. You don't know what her game is.
Yeah.
It's like, why would she? Like, why would she be interested in this place? With other ranches, like. But you can definitely, the way she's acting is definitely.
Out of
She
character.
knows. No, it's that she knows that she's got Calathea over a barrel. She's acting like she knows Calathea doesn't have a choice. She's already acting like she's already in charge.
I see.
But you don't know the why.
Well. I hope you can do something good with this then, I guess. I say in like this weird, tight kind of voice. Hmm,
Well, of course. House de Valis only does the best, you know? And, you know, we will not tolerate anything less than, she looks at Cosmo, the best. And then also, as she's saying that, looks at each and every one of you.
I turn to Cosmo and then I look at the mage bred horses, stallions,
Mhm.
and I say, 100 gold that Cosmo beats those in a race.
I don't mean to insult you, but one, that is absurd. Two, I don't know you, and three, Couscous can fly. That's already an unfair advantage. Well, he should be able to fly. I don't quite know what prosthetic he's been installed in. That's something of a dead weight.
Oh, okay. Well,
Do you? Yeah.
it's a work.
Do you? But do you want to push the? Do you want to push the race? Like, do you actually want to make it happen?
I look at
Medu?
Medu first, second,
Yeah.
see
It's like-
how
I just go like, Cosmo doesn't need to beat stallions in a race.
Mhm.
Cosmo can take out even like champion hippogriffs and pegasi in a race. Stallions,
She will.
that's not even like a challenge.
Of course, yes. Well, it would be unfair for a flying creature, but I believe you are. You probably spent too much time riding flying beasts. Your heads are still in the clouds. Sure. As you may not be aware, I'm going to be riding the champion hippogriff as for the 8 Winds race.
You're joking.
Sorry,
I mean,
I misspoke. Pegasus. I'm riding the champion Pegasus for the 8 Winds race. As you remember, I won last year, and I'll be doing so again. If you could have gotten a spot, I would have loved to see Callum. I think it's Callum. He looks like a Callum. No. I dated a Callum. No, he's more
Pewter-
than that.
Pewter, does Pewter have like base? Actually, let me just check. I think I know what I'm just gonna see if I inventory. There we go. I have. Okay, so I have a water skin, which obviously doesn't have much water in it because I mean I wouldn't need water. I think I would keep some oil in it if that's all right.
Sure.
All right. I walk up to her, Suzanne, and I start and I what's it? I was like, would you like some oil? It sounds like your gears have slowed. You keep forgetting Cosmo's name.
Oh, snap. Let's do it. What's it called? Just straight intimidation roll on this one.
Sure.
wow.
Go on that. I want to see how much she cares.
10.
What do you have to say? She just said like, clearly you are quite defective. I believe you are the defective one. You should get your memory core and your mana core and basically all of yourself checked in. Perhaps to the local trash heap. I believe they do good recycling work there. That's a good place for. And she looks around at all of you and also Cosmo again. Trash. Now, I must make haste. I have places to be, training to do for the 8 Winds. And she turns about to look.
Sure, as she walks away, I'm gonna turn to Talvar and be like, was that an insult?
Yes, that was. Do you want to beat her up?
I have a question.
Go on.
Why is it insulting if you can be recycled and continue to serve a purpose instead of simply dying and be useless?
Well, short answer or long answer?
It makes no difference. I will be able to store new information. It is only old information
She's an
that
asshole.
I do not process.
You don't have one, but humans do, and
I
they're
understand.
stinky and terrible, and she's one, and you don't need to listen to what she has to say.
So she is a human asshole?
The worst kind of asshole.
Yeah. At this point, you make eye contact with, Cosmo, and just do this connection you have with him. He basically says like, humans and other organics our assholes are where we excrete the worst part of us, the bits our bodies cannot handle. It is a many times a type of poison, and we expel it. I believe that she has a malfunction. She has something wrong with her that causes the worst parts of her to expel out her facial oral capacity. He seems. This is how you understand it,
Yeah.
because you're a Warforged.
Sure.
He's not saying this stuff, but this is how
Sure.
you're interpreting it.
Sure.
Yes.
I'm like, that is tragic. At least I can be fixed. Is there a fix for that being an asshole, human asshole?
Are you asking him or everyone?
I was just asking in general. Is there a fix for being a human asshole?
If you find one, please let us know.
Cosmo starts digging what you soon realize is a grave, and like making gestures.
Cosmo!
I mean,
You're not wrong, but like...
Yeah. She's gone, and Calatia just like puts her head in her like, oh god,
Calatia,
by the host.
You're gonna be
Calatia.
fine. We're sorry.
Yeah, firstly, let me apologize for a member of House Vitalis that is apparently buying your farm or
Yes.
run.
She's the only one who would. We're in a lot of debt, and she's the only one who's able to pay enough to just get us out of debt. Like exactly enough. It's like she knew the price, and
Hold on.
she's
How much do you need?
1,000 gold pieces.
How much do you win if you partake in that race?
They look, and she like looks confused. And at that point, one of your sisters come forward, and you see Tally just like adjusting her little glasses. She's like, the winning prize is 1,200 gold pieces, as well as the grand trophy that they've awarded since the inception of the 8th. And you see Chuma just like saying, nerd.
At least she's useful.
I'm useful. There's going to be more. Just knowing all these facts isn't going to help you in life. This is why she's never had a boyfriend or girlfriend. At least I've not been broken up with 15 times in the last month. Those are all girls. They want a proper woman. And you see her looking off at Susanna, who's wandered off. Like, that's a woman.
Chuma, no. I know you have terrible taste in people.
Chuma, yes.
That's probably the worst thing.
Even Cosmo's like, you serious? You serious?
He's like, you're serious. Like, I understand animal attraction, but come on.
I look at her and like with just a deadpan look, and even though I don't really have pupils, you can tell that I'm looking at her.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are the worst of us. And I turn back to the rest of the party. I'm like, how about we find a way to get you in, and you beat that little bitch face. Earn 1,200. We split the 200. You give 1,000 to this lady, and you become the new owner of this ranch.
Well,
Or
okay,
let her keep it.
I don't want to be the owner of the ranch. But I do want to pay off Katia. She's been super helpful to me and Cosmo the whole time we've been. And it's not fair that a member of my house ends up acting like this. I am most sorry for it. But this is a great idea. You should enter in this race, and I will beat her and her stupid Pegasus into the ground, and then you can see that Cosmo is clearly superior to all of them.
Yeah. At this point, Tali just like, there's just one thing. The 8 wins race is specifically one of 8. Each of the 8 districts submit a champion, and so to get a spot, you'd need one of the districts to basically choose you, and the race is tomorrow. And so, unless you can get a champion or like one of the races to take you as a substitute, like taking one of the districts. I know my sister's a miracle worker, but I think even she has limits.
There must be somebody we know in one of the districts. We've been here a while.
At this point, Kelly like stops. It's like, well, I don't know about. There is someone that might be able to help. Hey, girls, and she points to the 2 twins. Why don't you take Cosmo for his like cleaning? And like Cosmo looks up like that. And he's like, oh no. And then she's like, yeah, Cosmo, why don't you go? Ah! And Cosmo runs over, picks him up, and just starts to fly. Like, no, this isn't right. Like,
If
This
you
is Cosmos
drop him,
right.
I won't do anything.
okay.
He's doing great though. Look at him using that wing.
Yeah, he's flying. He's not flying as high as he is normally, or as fast, but he's doing much better, especially with the recent adjustments. Yeah. So,
That's some excellent work.
Yeah.
Gotta say the line.
Thank you. You're welcome.
I don't know if you've heard the rumors. Actually, looks a little nervous. She says, "Do you remember Prince Orgev Irwinan, the Prince of Styre, well, ruler, I guess, of Styre, the Prince in Exile?
Yes, of
Have you
course.
heard the rumors he's in town
I didn't hear
Really?
about that.
In Shan?
in Shan? They've been trying to keep it quiet as far as I can remember, but looks a little nervous. Because I happened to see him a little while ago. He came and took not him directly, but one of the people in his employ. They brought in a stallion. They didn't use his name, but they brought in a stallion that's just actually like points to one, and it's a beautiful stallion. It's mage red, but not to the same extent. And instead of a blue mane, it's got a bright purple mane, and like its shoes shine. But as you watch them, they shine different colors as the light reflects them. And you think to an extent the mood of the horse is similar to Glimmerweave. The horseshoes it's changed. Like they never said who it was, but that is a sire mage red horse. And those specifically, they have to be very well up, very wealthy. And the rumors, I'm supposed to return this horse to the place he's staying in Shan. And if, as I looked after it and made sure it was alive, I'm supposed to return it later today. But if you wanted to return the horse and just say you came under me, he has a lot of influence still as a prince, even though his nation was destroyed. Maybe he could offer some, if you need some influence and some sway, maybe he can help you out.
That's one option, certainly.
Please, you don't have to. You don't have to put yourself out if you don't want to. Please, please.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We'll figure it out. Sometimes you just got to take life by the reins.
I
That's
lean
Yeah.
down.
Which mount's name is Life?
So metaphors are not your strong point, but that's okay. This was a metaphor. It just means we have to take the opportunity when it's presented. Head on.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm noting that down. And then
Shubham, give me an intelligence saving throw.
Okay, sure. Intelligence.
Saving throw to figure out a metaphor.
Mhm.
I mean,
That's a 15.
Yeah, as you say, take opportunities when they present it to you. You suddenly just hear a voice in your head. Just see, you hear someone from your memory, just very strong. It's a voice that you trust, and it's just saying when you see an opening, you gotta take it. Wham! And suddenly you're back. But you realize this memory must be just soon before you don't have many memories before the morning,
Yeah.
but occasionally they will pop up, and that's a new one. And the voice, you have immediately oh, this is a voice I trust. This is a man's voice I recognize and I trust. But you didn't see the face. You just hear that and the sound of as if a punch is hitting the air.
Right.
And then that's what you got.
I've got so I carry very simple carry-on bag with me, which is just my basic supplies. I'll quickly whip out a scroll that I've been, or rather a bound book that I've been writing in regularly, and I'll just note this memory down for myself. That's it.
Yeah.
Could I go over to? I'll ask Calathea. Calathea, would it be okay if I see the stallion that you brought in? You had brought.
Yes, of course. She like motions and to the one the prince gave. Yeah, she pointed it out to you. So she walks you over to it, and again, it's this beautiful stallion. A large one is like clearly been like well tended to. It's incredible breeding that you can definitely see. Purple mane. We were mostly just taking care of it. It was mostly tired from exhaustion. It wasn't anything serious like a fracture or anything, but this place is a place for it to be cared for. And I think it's because it's mostly out of the way of Sean that they wanted to leave this horse behind. It does stand out a little bit.
Yeah, it does. So does Cosmo, which is why I prefer not to take him deep into the city. But that place is great to fly in. Anyways, I'll reach up to this stallion and I will cast Speak with Animals using my mark of handling.
Yes. Yeah. Where is your mark anyway? Is it on your hand, your arm, your chest, your back?
So I'll take off the glove which has the 2 fingers missing, and as I take them off, there are literally only 3 fingers. 2 of them have been cut away, and the mark is right in the middle.
Yeah. Press the house on it, and you cast which spell?
Speak with Animals.
Excellent. So
this is the only spell I really love. Wait, I am sorry.
You push it in, the energy that goes into it, you feel this connection with this, and the ability to speak to the beast. And it looks at you, just as you're doing it, then just speaks in this voice very refined. Member of House Vidalis, an absolute pleasure. Good tidings to you.
Good tidings to you, my good boss.
Yeah, you notice most animals don't talk like this. Like they usually, again, they're very well, but this one's it's very refined. Yeah. Almost like it itself is like an aristocrat.
Yes, the aristocrat was amazing. If you don't mind me asking, may I know who your regular rider is? I believe we are to take you back to them soon. So if you are all right with it, we'll be accompanying you on the way back.
Of course, I'm happy to oblige. I am the noble escort and steed of Prince Organ Iwinon, the Prince of Sire, currently Prince of Sire. Are we going to see him
now? Soon, I believe. I just wanted to make sure that you were indeed in charge of looking after the prince.
That is good. He is quite helpless without me.
I can see why. You seem to be an extraordinarily capable prince.
I am. I'm capable of achieving almost anything except walking upstairs.
A feat most people are not capable of. Do not worry. If I may ask, did the prince come with any other contingent, or is he alone?
He came with only a single bodyguard. He was wearing this. He was wearing a glimmerweave cloak, disguised for. I believe the human word is subtlety. I don't understand it. It is something about not wanting to be seen. I don't know why you wouldn't want to. He just shakes his beautiful mane. Yeah. But yes, him and his guard were together, and they were only the 2 of them. He rode me, and the guard was a very strange figure. He ran alongside me.
Must be quite an impressive guard to keep up with you.
I didn't even have to slow down. It's very strange. I do not like things that go on 2 legs that move as fast as me.
No, I mean, it's quite out of the ordinary.
So wonderful.
Is there anything else we need to know? I look over to Talvar and Peter. If we're planning to do this race, do you think there's any other thing we should know when we petition the prince? Or perhaps you'll just
I apologize.
You have something to say?
I apologize. simply my system's rebooting. They do that every now and then.
I see. This is very strange. I mean, usually when things reboot, they just go to sleep and then they wake up and make noises.
That is
But, you
correct.
know,
My master also makes noises when he goes to sleep. They sound like. Shh.
Is that a horse snoring? Or
yes, he is imitating his master when he sleeps.
right?
Data point
Forgot.
into note. The sprint snores.
Is he very attached to you, if I may ask? It's a little, I know it's a little forward. I just wanted to know.
I have been raised. The master has ridden me, and grown up with me for many years. There is no tighter bond than a man and his steed. You imply otherwise is quite disgraceful. If I had a glove and you were a steed, I would challenge you to a race right now. And he makes a motion of he's dropping a glove in his mouth, but it just looks like he's spitting. Although of course he doesn't spit, he's too refined. He makes the motion.
I understand. I am very sorry to have questioned this bond, but I thought that since you have so much influence with it, you might maybe put in a good word, so to speak, for us, since we clearly don't have your degree, but my friend and I who share a similar bond as you and your master, your rider, would like a little bit of help from the prince. If you feel that we are worthy, then please put in a helpful nudge towards your master for us.
I must say nay, not because I do not think you are worthy. I don't know you well enough, but that is because that is all he will hear when I speak to him. Because I am a horse.
That's fair.
Yes, only the
I
members of
forgot
House
you-
Vidal. Yes.
Yeah, it's very strange. Most people don't speak to their steeds. It's really
It is
quite
true.
awkward.
I've only spoken to one person outside House Vidalis who could do it, and he was a druid.
I have a
Shame.
question. Does Pewter and Talvar, when do we hear horse neighing from Medu? Or
Yeah, you hear nay,
Yep,
and
yep.
but
Alright.
yeah, I think Alex speaks normal. I don't think you're speaking in horse in nay, or are
That
you?
would be real awkward.
Yeah, I'm gonna say you can hear what Medu is saying. Medu is speaking common, but the horse is not speaking common. The horse is just speaking
Got it.
horse language.
Got it.
You asked the horse to give us a recommendation.
A recommendation letter. Listen, a recommendation from a beast with pure intent. It's so much more valuable.
Can you tell the horse to maybe show affection to us, to show approval instead of
Yeah.
verbally having to communicate?
You can, yeah. You can, in your own special way, you can just approve of us in front of your master if we are so lucky to be in his presence and yours at the same time.
Maybe
You-
offer something in exchange.
You wish to yeah, because he can't understand what anyone besides you is saying. So apparently, and so he says, "Are you asking me to do a public display of affection? Ugh, that is so unrefined." And he looks away.
Hardly.
You do either a persuasion or an animal handling check.
Oh my god. I don't know. I guess I'll try animal handling because persuasion is not my strongest point.
You have advantage because you're speaking the language of its language.
Do I have advantage on animal handling or on persuasion?
Both.
On both. Okay, I will do animal handling because that
Yeah.
is something I can still do. That's great. Oh, and I will use my wild intuition thingo as
Mhm.
well. That's awesome. That's 26.
All right, 26. He is a very straight horse, but also he's very easily bribed by someone rubbing his mane, complimenting him, and more importantly, getting him apples. You do that, and he will almost certainly good apples, but as long as you're feeding him apples, he will perform the PDA. to perform public displays of
I
affection.
mean, yes, I'm sorry. I asked for too much from you without
Mhm.
giving you a suitable offering. I will ask Calathea for the finest apples in this ranch and make sure that they get to you.
Well, that is only fitting tribute. Now, if you must excuse, now when you're ready to go, please let me know. I must retreat to the gentle horse's room, and he goes behind the shed to go take a poop.
Amazing.
Yes. I look back at the others and say, well, the horse will feel inclined towards helping us in whatever way a horse can.
Right.
As long as I ask Calathea,
I'm here, just
Oh.
bemoaning my fate. And she like comes over.
yes, I'm sorry. Could you bemoan your fate while getting some apples, please?
Yes, of course. I'll get right on that.
Oh,
And then
just
she like shuts down. Like she looks up, realizing her help is currently being carried away by Cosmo, who is just basically he's driven him into like a nearby lake, as that's his form of washing. Is just basically dive bombing the lake.
Oh.
I was like, I'll go get the apples.
I'm sorry, wait. If you tell me where they are, I'll get them.
No,
myself.
it's fine. I got it. Anyway, she like goes to get a box, and she goes like literally pick the apples up, which she can because she's much taller than all of you. You can just like pick it up the thing. So yeah. Anything else? So yeah, while she's going at apples, is there anything else you guys want to do before?
Not me. I will toss the apples to Fancy Horse.
As she comes back,
yeah.
oh sorry, go on.
No, go.
As she comes back, I'll be like, Calathea, for what it's worth, these apples are all part of the great plan of making sure you get to keep your beautiful, beautiful moment. So, just letting you know.
Well, if you guys, if you can do it, I would be amazed and, internally grateful. Especially she like said that directly. It's like directly to you. Well, she said it to all of you to an extent, and she just like looks. She does look genuinely happy, but she also has to look like I don't think it's possible, but there is that limmer of hope.
We'll do our best.
I would like to try to compute our chances of succeeding at this plan, considering the various possibilities and difficulties that we are likely to face.
Sure. Roll me a D100.
A D100 it is. All right. We have a 30% chance.
That's great. I thought it was like 3%. So that's like 10 times as much as I think.
Oh yeah, no. You have a attempt. Yeah, yeah. You have a 30% chance of getting to see the prince. That was your chance here. To actually winning the whole thing, that's like
Lower.
you have to swap. You have to swap the 0 and the 3 and add a decimal point.
Okay. You know what? It's better than no percent. So let's go and try it out anyways. And you know what?
That is factually correct. 0.03% is better than 0.00000%.
Thank you. I did study maths at home. I hated it, but I did study it.
I was
Are there guns in
programmed
this
with it.
world? Are there guns in this world
Oh god.
that I know of?
Guns, not really. Most people use crossbows or wands are actually the biggest equivalent.
Alright.
Siege artillery is done with staffs, and wands are able to like do the role of guns, and rods are like shotguns.
Alright. I pretend to notch a bolt into a crossbow and then shoot myself.
Wow, that's harsh. Okay, you know what? Let's get this going. Sooner we get this done with and the prince, on our side, sooner we get a place, and then we can enter the race.
I turn to the stallion and I'm like, how do you like them apples?
How do I like them apples? That's sufficient.
I feel
He looks like he
like
wants another one.
I feel like this is an obligatory moment for me to go. Cool. Call that.
I don't know.
He looks
I don't know
scared.
what to say,
He looks
but-
very scared when you do that.
I
Buddy.
sure.
He's learning the language. I bet the stallion's made.
All right.
see.
I just need to do one thing before we leave. But
What
I
do you like
will
to do?
see you at the entrance of the ranch in 10 minutes.
All right.
I'm going to make my way away from them. And DM, if I could go find my mother.
Yeah, your mom is. Your mom's in. Would you tell me? Would your mom be in Shah, or would she be working on the ranch as well, or would she be like in somewhere between here and Shah?
Somewhere between here and Shan, close to the ranch bro.
Sure. Yeah, there's a little hamlet. More, not really. It's can't really be called a town. It's mostly like just some shops that have been built like around an inn that's like between here and there. Called called the Golden North Star. It is, it's a lovely little like quaint place. It's got like that kind of like Airbnb feel. Like you can come in. It's not like for big, but it's like you come in when you just want to get some, enjoy the sights, the little sights out of the city, or you're coming in when you're resting up. But it's like, and there's shops outside just like there to like sell some souvenirs or some, sell a little bit as you're on the way. But yeah, you're heading over there, and your mum is, she's running the tap. She's running the Airbnb, so she's there behind the bar. How old is your mum?
She had me young and then had my two sisters. So I would say maybe late 50s.
Late 50s. She's not as tall as you or your sisters, but she has that aura of like a very commanding individual. You recognize it like from the army, and like just like a general confined this very small woman in an apron, and it's just basically she's like has that aura of like, the reason why this place doesn't have more Jurassic stars is the fact that she's more intimidating than welcoming, but she's able to like get this place running and getting the few goblin staff you have running up and down, getting this place looking spick and span. It's like, we have guests, get some service in here, Hernando. It's like, oh, honey, Talvar, Callie, come here.
Yeah.
Oh.
I
Good
give
to-
her a one-arm hug.
Yeah, she gives only the one arm up as well. So it's like, that's about as affectionate as she gets.
Yeah.
How are you, dear? What happened? Are you in trouble? Do you need money? What's going on? Do you need to hide out? Can hide you in the storm shelter. Is it the law?
It's none of that, though.
Oh god, has something happened to your sisters? Oh.
Yeah, they've been drowning for the past couple of minutes, but I'm sure
Oh,
it'll
okay.
be fine. Yeah. You
Oh,
taught
good.
them how to swim, right?
Of course I taught them how to swim.
Good.
You never know when the Borma clan makes you want to go swim. I put out to swim with concrete shoes on. That's how the Borma clan does things. I need to make that so they can survive that.
Yeah.
This world is just too hard. Well, too hard for a woman who doesn't know how to get things done.
Thankfully, that makes sense. So, listen, I am heading out with Pluter and Edu.
Mhm.
You've met them. They're great.
Oh yeah, the Devalis girl is lovely. And the tutor is
Pewter, not
There.
the pewter, just pewter.
well, he's shiny.
I work hard to keep him. Anyway,
Good.
listen, I just wanted to let you know that I may or may not get into some trouble while I'm in this city. And if you hear of that, just pretend that we didn't have this conversation. I'm here to make sure that you have enough money and you have everything you need. And if there's anything you need me to send back home, let me know now.
Callie dear, I'm going to tell you. You've been on the run for several years. Very often, British military police, as well as, House Soap, Dragon Marks investigators come in. And I haven't said a word. Because you know what? We do not snitch. We do not snitch on family. That is the number one rule.
That is true.
That's
do
the
not-
number one rule.
Yes, Pewter, that is the number one rule.
I'm not there. I'm just saying this out of
Pewter.
character. I'm just saying that out of character.
I feel it. Yeah, I'll say like the governor said, who says that? I said like, yes, Enrico, that's the number one rule. That is why That's why our family's together, and yours has been, and yours tried to sell you for some jam.
This
It was
is
some good jam, though.
I know, we had to give up. Such good jam.
Right. Well, as I was saying, is there anything you need to send back home?
I want my daughter to come back home. You know, the good one, not the other two spoil sports.
Right. Well, maybe Chuma drowns this time. For real. She wasn't that
See,
good at swimming.
listen, we don't wish our family members dead. All right?
Out loud, yeah.
Of course.
Well, listen. You said something about cash. I'll take you up on it if you have some. I'm
Oh.
running low.
Okay. She goes and she's like, well, do what I can. She like comes around, pulls out like it sounds like a safe, casting some kind of spell that opens it up. There's magic on the safe. She's not a spellcaster.
Yeah.
Finish. As she's like taking, as it opens it up, she pulls out, this is about all we can really spare from the counter, and she like passes you about 30 silver, or the equivalent of 3 gold.
Great. Like, thanks, your champ. I will pay this back when I see you next. I promise. You're keeping tab, right? Because I'm not. I'm not keeping tab, are you?
No, if I can. No, a mother just accepts that her children will take, because that is the duty of a mother. Which is a mother tone for like, yeah, she knows. She's keeping tab. Of course, a mother's love is unending and gracious.
How much is it, out of curiosity? How much do I need to pay you back?
Oh, honey. And she hugs you, which is super polite. She gives you the one-armed hug and does not answer the question.
Yeah, I give her the one-armed hug, and I'm like, well, you tell the little girls that I will see them when I get back, and will you make sure that Chuma gets some dating lessons? Her taste in people is awful, just the worst, and I'm kind of concerned. We don't want to let
I'm worried she.
people in.
I'm worried she may have got it. She may have inherited that from me.
I touch my hair a little, and like a spark flies off, and I'm like,
Well, from the worst decisions, wonderful things can happen. And she ruffles your sparky hair.
Aww.
all right, I spent all morning.
Okay. Don't worry, we'll get a lighter and we'll get some matches and restart it again.
Thanks. I will see you in a few months.
Did you say months? You close the door.
That's what she always says.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yes.
Love it.
All right.
This family
Okay.
has some issues, yo.
Just a few. All right.
I will get back to you.
All right. So, you guys, with the horses, are getting ready to enter the city. As you guys, the directions you've been given is you are heading to Smoky Towers, which is one of the wards in Middle Memphis. The city is divided into upper circles, middle, and lower. Lower circle is like ghettos, refugees, and literally lowest to the ground. Middle Memphis is like middle place, middle income. There's different levels of like how wealthy
So
someone
this is
might be in
middle?
one of these
Smoky
wards.
Towers is middle?
Yeah, it's in the Middle Memphis. And the upper levels are high class, aristocrat, very wealthy noble, very wealthy merchants, those who can really achieve. Those guys are up here. As you guys are heading to Smoky Towers, yeah. You guys have lived in the city for quite a while. Give me history checks.
And it sucks. 5+.
I'm good at history,
8.
but this roll sucked. Yeah, I rolled a 4 total.
Same.
Okay. What you get?
8.
I can't hear Alika to say something.
Oh, am I getting? I'm
Yeah,
not.
you're coming as well, aren't you?
Yes,
Or
I
did you
am.
not want to come?
No, I am coming. I did not realize I had to make a check. My
History.
history is 11.
Okay. 11, you know a little bit about that area. Smoky Towers, it's like it's 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 like the less expensive place you want to go if you want to get like theater and and like dinner theater, but it's also like a little bit. It's not as risque as like or illicit as it is down below. Like, you can get some really weird stuff down below, but there's like classic burlesque. There's some shows, and like these are like places you want to go if you want to have a good entertainment, but you don't want to spend so much. It's not bad. It's not a bad place at all, and it's like if you guys could, I don't know if you guys could afford to live here, but it's not a bad place. It's not a bad place at all. Because one of you is wanted by the cops. Yeah. And the other one I don't even think is a robot without a job. So as you're heading up to Middle Mentis, there are there's like many long steps. There are quicker ways to travel. There are sky coaches, which similar to coach, but these are literally they will fly self-appointed. There are skyboards, and there are sometimes occasionally little platforms that will take you up and down. The very rich can afford to use, like extreme rich could use teleportation, but none of you are on that level. Very few people are. So you guys are taking long steps, and you're doing all this while carrying or bringing a horse with you, as you're just like taking him up there. As far as you can, going up the horse travel. You get there about close to evening, almost 6 o'clock at night. It's not sundown, but the sky is starting to turn that color. As you guys reach Smoky Towers, how are you guys trying to not draw attention to yourselves? Are you trying to be discreet somehow, or what are you trying to do?
I have a question which, in regards to this, is Cosmo with us, or is he back at the ranch?
Did you want to bring your giant mage-bred animal with you?
I mean, here's the thing. I didn't necessarily want to bring him, but I feel like if I'm wanting to petition the prince for like letting me race in a thing, I have to show him the product.
Yeah. Exactly. So you could physically bring it. Also, you do have pictures of it. This is a time period I'm assuming you're the kind of person who would take a picture of your animal, maybe have it.
Photographs in Eberron?
Of course there are.
What? I did not know this.
Yeah. Think
I have a photographic memory.
He has that too. He has I think 1800s technology to an extent. So there are cameras, but they're like big flash cameras and they're magic powered to an extent. So you could have one of those old fashioned lockets. You could literally have like a photo.
I would say like I'd probably even get like a painting or an engraving done at some point.
Sure. Alright. So you've got that. Or you can bring your giant animal with you if you want. Again, not actually giant. It's a large creature.
Yeah, I mean, like, what's more fun? Of course, I'm bringing Cosmo. I love you.
Great.
Oh boy.
So you've got.
So I'm not pretending to blend in, because if Cosmo can't blend in, I need to be there to like be the eyes on attention person, so that people know that Cosmo's with me and not like, oh, let's go and sell this thing on the black market.
Okay. So are you guys riding the horses, or are you riding only Cosmo, or are you riding none of them? What are you doing?
I won't be riding any of them. I'll be taking, I'll just be holding on to the reins. Okay. I trust Cosmo not to like go off the top. So he just walks.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to walk a few paces behind them.
Cool.
I don't want it to seem like we're together.
Sure.
Okay. Wow.
I will follow Talvar's lead, because I'm anyway not good at navigating human spaces, so I'll be like, is there a reason we are keeping a... Sorry about that. I forgot to disable my alarm systems.
Sorry, that was my 3D printer. I forgot I was printing something.
What's it? Pewter just opens up. It's like, I just printed this. No, I'm kidding. The Pewter does not do that.
He opened it up, and it's like he's got a photograph of the moment where the.
I'm like, aww.
Is there a reason we are keeping our distance from Cosmo? Is it because I smell?
No, you smell great now. I wiped the poop off. I have to come clean and apologize about something. It was me who smeared the poop on you. Well, the bird shat on you, and then I smeared it. but then I felt guilty, so I cleaned it off.
I see.
I'm sorry.
That's
thought that
okay.
was-
You are forgiven.
Oh,
That is
are
my
you
that is my tone of happiness and forgiveness.
Oh, that's lovely.
You feel forgiven by the power of the tone.
I'm like, well, that's sweet. Okay. You should know that you can play pranks on me if you want as well.
I can what on you? Sorry. The city is very
Play-
noisy.
You can play pranks on me if you want.
Okay. I will play pranks on you.
Sometimes, not all the time. Just, you gotta break them apart, right?
I see.
The fucking rats in the city, man.
I have a question. While I was like, all right, sometimes, and then my question is, Pewter is actually genuinely distracted by two things in the city. One, I would like to note the kind of clothes everyone in the city is wearing, because I don't get, I only kind of go where Talvar is going, so I imagine I haven't explored that much of the city. So I'm just wondering, what's the kind of fashion that I'm seeing? And the second question, which is the other thing I would like to keep an eye out for, is if I see any animals, because I'm fascinated by all kinds of animals that I'm seeing.
Excellent. Give me a perception check.
All right. Perception, come for me. And it's a 10.
Good. With a 10, I notice most of the people in this area, like most people in this part of town, they're dressed decently. They're like dressed in this kind of fine kind of. It's mostly grayish outfits, which are by themselves usually very, fairly like conservative, darker colors anyway. They don't really draw that much attention. Other countries they wear much flashy or more military. These are things like smart suits in that regard. Occasional top hats for men and women as they're like walking by. Even like the dresses that women wear here, they're not floofy. They're like the ones that like stay close that you could like move about with. They're very people are very practical for that regard. You do actually notice, however, an odd increase in the number of people who wear glimmerweave coats. Glimmerweave is, as I described, is a material that can change basically on the intent of the wearer. They can like change it. Most of the people, they're using it to basically, again, match the darker colors, which is like most people, they just buy a dark color. But these ones, they're wearing it and they're choosing to match the color as the other people around them. And you do get this like intense sense from those people that trying to fit in. Like where the darker colors fit in that regard. With a 10, you see what you initially thought was a cat, but then it turns around and like, oh no, this is a big rat. This is a dire rat. And then it goes off along with some of its friends to the bottom of a nearby pub, where it will be the plight of some other level 1 adventures.
I was just about to say, I was like, I imagine that some pub has a rat problem they need taken care of.
Maybe they'll pay us to clean that up for them. We should check.
I doubt it would be
Let's
enough
do
to
that.
cover the ranch.
What was
I said, I doubt it will be enough to cover the ranch.
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, killing rats is not a 1,000 GP job.
Unless you're playing RuneScape. That shit goes for a lot of money on RuneScape.
Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about people who still play RuneScape another time. It's fine. For like
The
2004.
2000s, yeah, the 2000s call. They want their games back.
Don't be mean. RuneScape is great. Also, I didn't answer your question. I know you love Cosmo, and so do I, and they do as well, which is great. It's just that Cosmo is very present. Like everybody wants to look at Cosmo. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be looked at. But you're free to go walk with Cosmo if you want. I just don't want to draw any attention to myself. That's all.
You should pour some owl poop on yourself. It makes people look away.
That is great advice. I will do that. I'll take your money. Now go. And I push him towards.
Alright, I walk up to Medu and Cosmo. Like, hello, Talvar said it's okay if I walk next to you.
It's great.
Just clarifying that you don't need my permission to do this. Just do what you want.
Cool. Can I get a just stealth or deception to make people not realize you're together at disadvantage because you were literally just talking to a giant robot and then sent it ahead to go talk to the other troop?
I'm very good.
Okay, so that was a 17 minus 1, 16, and a 7 minus 1, so 6.
We'll go with the 6 because disadvantage works that way. Yeah, everyone. But you're just getting looks like. What the? I was like, if anyone was like, people are paying attention because it's the big bird. Maybe they're not paying attention to the horse, but they're paying attention to the big Cosmo, or the big mate that's like getting attention with his strange metal arm. I hear like who's done that? That's good, huh? Like that's okay. What was up with that wing? It's like I think I've seen someone have that in the lower districts. And it's like, oh, someone got their prosthetic fixed or something like that. And you hear like muttering. It's like, oh, but it looks so. Is that good quality? And they're just like they're muttering all that. Like, why does he have a ribbon over his elbow? That Warforged. And you can just see it. There's like general community, and they're like there are people look at you, and they're just like they're giving you the space of like, yeah, we don't want to be part of this. They assume you're part of the show as you're like going, and it's like you're. Yeah, can I get a perception check from you as well? I want you to see more dialects. Indrani and Alika, give me perception checks.
Wow, now I roll well. 24.
Nice.
17.
Okay. Alika, you get as you like get closer, as you get closer to the inn in question, the one you're heading to, which is, it's like it's a very nice inn as you're like going. It's not the one where the Diarat went to. That's somewhere else. This is like a nice inn called the the Heartfire. The Heartfire Inn. It's been set up there. It's got this like large chimney at the top where like smoke comes out, but it's white smoke that like changes color as it like floats out of the top, implying that they're using either some magic of the chimney to like give it to the scent of soot, or they're burning something that isn't normal wood for their fire. Either way, there's some effect going on, and it looks like it's delightful. It's like quaint, but it's got a lot of. As you reach the middle there, it's got a lot of floors on it. Like it's got about eight floors, more than like the lower district. Those guys are lucky to have like 2 floors. This guy they've got straight 8 because in Shan you don't go out, you go up as you're like going in. It's a bit like New York as you are heading. Yeah, as you're heading in there. But as you like reach, Maydu, you notice that there are, as you like go to, lots of people are like looking at you, and it's just like there are like the guards are giving like there's like a person at the gate, a bouncer who's like he's spotted you like a mile away, and he's like looking at you, and he's like doing this like motion with his ear, and like he's like speaking, and you're getting the impression that even though you can't see it, he is like sending a message, like some kind of portable sending stone or something. Basically, just like sending a message up ahead as you're approaching. Talvar, you see this as well, but you also notice with 24, as you're like approaching, and as you look past, in like the alley, like some distance away, like a little building, on a building like nearby, there's this little like flash in like gray, and it's like, it's like looks like something shining, something, and you like notice it because it like something shining, like it moves, and then like it's moving away, but like, it takes you. But you notice that this thing, there was someone there. There was like someone who was like very well hidden, like that. Like they were like you couldn't see them. Like they were just like they're like hidden in like the shadow of like the overlapping buildings. You couldn't quite see them, but they thought you had, and they moved, and you saw that glimmer, something shiny, which you think could be a belt buckle, could also be a blade. As they turn and they run into the shadows, but they ran because they thought. But as eventually realized that that shadow had been it noted you and it ran, and this is that you don't know what that is, but it definitely was an individual.
Can I try to go after it? Just like give Medu and Peter a heads up and be like, I think there's someone following. us or something else. I don't know yet. But
What's your movement speed?
my movement speed is 20 feet.
You
As a
are
human?
What
Oh
armor
no,
are you
because
wearing?
I'm wearing heavy armor.
you are confident there is no way you could catch this person. They moved so quickly, and this figure was already far away from you. It's like you couldn't catch up to him even if you tried. You could go try and get to the top of that building and like look, because it's like this building is like it's like overlooking the inn. You notice it overlooking Heartfire Inn. Yeah. But yeah.
It's his happiness. Not actually acting.
So yeah, you know that much.
Alright. I'll keep an eye out to see if I can spot that person again.
So yeah. As the rest of you,
Yes.
you approach the guard. As you like see this, he's this huge like bulk figure, large muscles and like flexing of the flexing of the claws. It's got a flexing of claws. You like see with this like impressive mane. You see this leonine, which is a rare creature to see because these creatures are not actually from Corvette. They're usually immigrants from from some other country. You're not quite sure. I don't think any of you really met one enough to know, but you know that they're probably not native to here. This large yellow-maned like individual. His face looks human enough, except when you see his teeth, where it's like, oh no, those are lion teeth. And he looks down and he's like, "Can I help you?"
Perhaps we are here to return somebody's house. And we got
Stab.
directions. Yes.
Mhm.
These were the directions we were given. Are we in the correct place?
You also know that you have a, they gave you like a piece of paper to show if you came down here.
Here. Sorry. I flattened it out because I had like crumpled it into my pocket.
He takes it delicately, like his claws pick it up, his fingers don't even need to, as he just his nails are so long and they look at it like. You realize he doesn't have the. Probably for a cat, his eyesight's a little bit bad, and he has to hold it up very close. He's like, alright. Fine. Leave your animals in the stable. We'll have the boys there watch it. But yeah, Raymond, and he pulls it out, and the small little looks again a feline creature similar to him, but much smaller. He's got a little cap, little Newsies cap on. He's got a little cap. His clothes are a little bit more ragged, but they're fit in with the style what people are wearing. He trying to look presentable. He's got a white shirt on it that's unbuttoned, not by style, but because the buttons are falling off. Yes, sir. So, look after their animals.
Sure.
Oh, right, okay. And looks up at Peter. What kind of animal is
No,
this?
he's with us.
Oh, okay. He's that's a warforged. Oh, okay. Yes, they have. Oh, sorry, we don't have that where I come from. And he takes, unless you guys stop him, he's going to take Cosmo and your proud stallion to the stables, which you could see is right next to the place.
That's fine. I'll
Hold
just
on,
be
there's a flaw in this plan. I lean over to Vedu and I'm like, how is Stallion supposed to show his love
ask him to
for
come here. I'm asking to
Oh.
come.
Okay.
I'll just say, Cosmo, be friendly, and I'll turn back to the garden and say, thank you for taking these the fine creatures from us. But we have a message for the owner of this wonderful beast here, and I point to the standing.
All right.
May we have an audience?
Well, you have to go see him anyway. And I know to receive full payment. And he's handed the paper back. And he opens the door. And he looks. Are all of you going?
Well, the three of us, yes.
You see him. He's muttering something again into a symbol. You can hear him. You can see him out 3. Warforged woman. Are any of you openly carrying weapons or like sheathed weapons?
Nothing.
Yes.
What you got?
I have a mace and a hand axe.
Wow, the person named Talvar has a mace and a hand axe. Okay.
Tracks.
What you got? What do you got?
I'd
Anything?
have a longbow and like arrows.
Okay, so yeah.
The rest of my stuff I would have left back at.
All right. He said, looks at you and said, like, keep those weapons sheathed. Keep that bow on. Keep your hands off the bow. If I see any movement, any funny business, and he looks specifically like any metal business, looks straight at Pewter, I will toss. Yeah, there will be no second chances.
Why don't you do a thing, and I'll unstrap the quiver with arrows and say, "Here's the ammunition. I'll pick it up on the way out. I'm sure there won't be any cause for using them inside."
He takes it, and he's like, "Nods. Are you going to do the same, or are you going to just walk in, tell her?"
I am going to take my.
He's not asked for it, but
Yeah.
you can't.
I will put it down in front of him, and then I will reach towards my back and just. You know what? No, it's fine. I will just hand my weapons over. And there you go.
So the mace and the hand axe, or just the mace?
Yes.
He takes them, and you notice that he opens the door, and inside the end, the first that he grabs what looks like an umbrella stand. But as he like puts the mace inside, the mace just like is absorbed into it almost completely. So only the handle is there. Does it with the quiver, does it with the thing, as you realize, oh, this is a weapon stand of holding. It is designed to hold weapons. It doesn't move. As you realize, it's like bolted to the ground, which makes sense because something like this people would try and steal. But like this is literally bolted down to the ground.
Totally didn't cross our mind at all.
Yeah, didn't cross Pewter's mind. May have crossed someone else's. Yeah.
Sure.
As you can see, like you can reach down, and he literally like, and then he like gives you a little key, like actually it's more like a tab, like a gold tab that takes your hand. Has a number on it written. He just like gives it like, hold this, put it in the stand, and you'll be able to get back your equipment. And he gives everyone who had a weapon one, and then he lets you see the Heartfire, which is a large room. In the lower lobby, just this beautiful desk and like all these, like a small bar to the side, all dotted around this massive fireplace. Like this is like a beautiful fireplace. It's got that green and red fire, giving the whole place like it's warm. Like it's quite warm. But it's like it's refreshing warm, and there's like a smell of like gentle mint in the air. That you realize it's coming from the fire. But this whole place is just like filled up. You see people looking quite happy. There was like some people sitting at the bar nearby having some drinks. There's a couple of small low tables near the fire where you know some people are having tea and having conversation. Everyone here looks like fairly refined, fairly well off. It's not like the most well off place, but these are definitely like respectable individuals, but also people who aren't here to show off. These are like small people having conversations. And as they see you three show up, like everyone's eyes like turn to you, and they like there's this awkward pause as they notice the robot woman in aviation gear and the Forge Cleric just like walking in. I mean, you're not
Forge
armed
Cleric, an
anymore.
aviator, and a Warforged walk into a bar.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the pitch.
that is the pitch. We're gonna need more. I think that's like I'll stare at you. Do you guys do anything as you'll see there's like
If everyone's staring at me, I just wave at everyone. I'm like, hello, my name is Pewter. It is good to meet you all.
They all immediately just like turn away, just to not make eye contact with you. And the lady says, please don't talk to anyone while you're here except for who you're supposed to meet. People want to come here for quiet and privacy.
Do I recognize the prince anywhere?
Prince, you don't. You don't see him down here. And he said like, but you also see like staircases going up. And he said like, all right, come. he motions for you to follow him. And like he gestures, and the different guard. This one's like an orc, like takes over his place as bouncer. He's also like wearing this like fine garments, and he's like walking, leading you up these stairs, all the way up. He's taking you first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth, fifth, and then stops at the sixth floor. And then just comes and just like takes you to like a far room. You see, constantly he's watching everywhere. Basically, like see anyone's nearby, any near noise, and just like he watches and he gets to the far room. And then knocks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Opens it up. And says like, yeah. Please. I hear very quickly. The mist. And it says, the mist is gray outside. And then the door opens up, and you see this towering figure. Blue. It looks like a cross between. It looks like you would say immediately like ogre, although like just from the size. But as you're looking for it, its skin is like smooth blue, and it's got like these horns that come out of its head, like these like curved horns. And as you're like staring at this very odd creature, anyone can give me an Arcana check to see if they, or history to see if they can figure out what this thing is.
I will do a history check and roll a 19.
That's really good.
Okay, 19.
I rolled 18 for history.
Okay, 18. You know that specifically from the horn, the thing. This is a rare. These are rare creatures called tieflings. It's much larger than a normal tiefling, but these are creatures which have descent either from being touched with the infernal plane, or if you hear the rumors, actually descended from some long-suffering fiends from perhaps the demon waste, perhaps one of those. So they aren't very commonly seen, and there is some fear towards them. But other people, especially when they look so monstrous, but other tieflings, they can basically like blend in. There's no such thing as like a common looking feature. Like they are all fairly unique features. They're all fairly individual, but they are kind of rare. So but there's like a few things that like hint you off that this is who he is from stature. So that's making you off. With your 19 pewter, you look at him. Memory module activate. As you like look at him, and you can just like see he is standing he's standing over you. He's got this massive blade in hand, and he's like looking over you like he's ready to take you down. And he says like, "For sire, anyone who you try, for sire, I will not have any work with an invader." And then like a voice calls out, and it's like that familiar voice that's from before. It's like, "Hey, you touch my friend Pewter, and I'm gonna kick your ass from here all the way back to Sean." And then like another stronger voice is like, "Enough! You're supposed to be working together." And then memory module stuff. But like you saw, like you could see him. He was wearing armor as opposed to wearing like casual. He's wearing armor, looks like cyan armor as he's like standing over you. And like the area you were in, your memories, it's like a wide empty, like some kind of desert, some kind of forest, and it's like it's like a forest, but the ground is very sandy, which is very odd for a forest. Because you expect a forest to be like more soil, but the ground felt like sand.
Right.
And that's the memory that comes up when you meet this guy. And like he looks at you, and he's like, there's like this momentary like, as if his eyes now.
Does he seem to recognize me?
Insight check.
Can the rest of us see if he has information, like if he's recognizing people?
Yeah, sure. But anyone who's not pewter rolls a disadvantage. But why would you expect he would know he's pewter?
13.
13. Anyone got higher?
I would not be looking because
Sure.
I am more interested in finding the prince.
14 with disadvantage.
His eyes narrow with pewter. Like there's something like can't tell if it's recognition or it's surprise. He's definitely surprised. He's definitely surprised to see pewter. But that could be because for pewter he might think, oh, it's recognition. For you, Talvar, it might be he's surprised to see a warforged with ribbons on his elbow.
I'm just gonna like slightly step ahead of Pewter and slightly towards like if this is Pewter, this is where I'll stand. Does that make sense?
Okay. Alright. So
this having seen this, my question is, this tiefling was acting as a guard.
you don't know what he was acting at. He was definitely acting. He said,
No, not in my
he's definitely
memory.
some
Sorry,
kind of-
right now.
he just opened the door.
Right.
And if you did hear like the translation from the horse, this guy is big. Like, he's like over 6 foot tall.
Right.
And you do remember the description from the stallion. A big guy was able to keep up with me as I was running,
Right.
as the horse was running. So, but he doesn't have he has a sword by his side, but he's not dressed in armor. His sword doesn't look as long as the one you remember from your memory. Just like a normal human-sized sword. The one he had was like a great sword.
I'm just gonna politely take a step back, and that's it.
So, the lions, who are all there? They said they had to speak about. They delivered the horse. They had the paper. Fine. Have their weapons been taken? Yep, they gave up their weapons willingly. Fine. He motions for you all to come inside. The Leon just nods, bows, does not come in with you.
I make my way in.
Yeah. All right. As you enter, you see this lovely it's a good room. It's like a beautiful view of the city. Beautiful. It's at a small fireplace that you can see is lit with a similar kind of fire. Below it's got red, but also little bits of purple. As you realize, this smell in the room is more. It's more jasmine tea. As it's being lit as opposed to mint. You can see standing there. He's wearing much more simple traveling clothes. Got the black, black cloak on. As he's relaxing there, he's got a book on one hand that he seems, and a page of book in one hand, and paper and pen that he's quill that he's writing with. He's noting something down and saying it as he's speaking it. It makes you feel like some kind of speech. And he looks up and says, those of you who would read the newspapers would know immediately that this is Prince Orgev Erwina, the last Prince of Sire. And he's just oh, absolute pleasure to see. Absolute pleasure to meet you. How can I help you? And he stops, looks at you guys. Looks over and he says is that? I'm sorry. I believe that we've met. Medu de Vidalis, right? You served with the Air Legion that was so happily provided by your family.
Your Majesty.
Both. Shubham, give me an insight check.
That is a 20, not natural.
Wow.
Also 20, not natural.
That's a 50.
He's being genuine when he says oh, I recognize Margaret. And you recognize that's to do. The ones of you who got 20 or higher, his eyes also showed recognition when he saw Pewter. His eyes widened brokenly, and then also and you could tell he played it off that he was talking to Margaret. Oh, you did so much for your service, and we're eternally grateful. We're eternally grateful for what you did for us. It is such a pleasure to see you.
Your Majesty, it is good to see you hale and hearty as well.
How is your magnificent beast, Cosmo?
He's doing much better. He had been fairly badly injured.
Oh no! Oh, that's horrifying.
But he is far better now, back up fit and flying, just like he used to before.
Yes, I only saw him briefly. My mother, she would write all these wonderful letters about the incredible aerial maneuvers of your actions, your entire unit, but especially about the how did she say it? The charmingly ill-mannered behavior of Cosmo. I believe that was her favorite.
he has a personality.
Oh yes, quite. Yeah. Would you like to join? We should have some biscuits, I believe, or some tea. Maybe would you like to sit down and have some tea?
Um, Certainly.
Sure.
Thank you so much for doing the honor.
Uh,
Yes.
oh, and your two guests.
Yes, this is Talvar and this is Pluto.
Mhm.
They have been my companions for a while, helping me out with Cosmo's rehabilitation.
Okay.
It is actually in regards to that we've come specifically to see you, Your Majesty.
Hmm.
With obviously returning your fine beast to you.
Oh, good. How was he? Was Albert behaved?
Very well, impeccable manner.
Excellent. That is good to know.
He has an excellent neigh. I quite appreciated the sound.
Albert. That's good to know. Yes. I hope he didn't bully you into overfeeding him with apples.
Not at all.
They bother his digestion.
Well, no evidence of that yet.
All right.
Yes, we were just wondering, perhaps it's a little presumptuous of me, but I do not know if you are aware that in the city tomorrow in Shan, there is a event which happens annually, I believe. It's called the Eight Winds Race.
Yes, I believe so. It's supposed to be quite the show. If I was able to, definitely something I wish I would be able to see.
Do you plan on seeing it?
It was not my intention when I came to the city, but if there's perhaps if I complete my work, I'll be able to see it openly. I try not to draw much attention with my visits. They encourage a certain fervor among the people of Shan.
Understandable, but I believe it is quite a sight. We were wondering, there's been a little bit of unfortunate doubt cast over my family's mage breeding of Cosmo and his value now as a useful beast. Which is honestly quite ridiculous. Cosmo is perfectly capable of doing all the things he was before.
His flight has reduced significantly, but it is still not such that he needs to be retired. He is well capable of flight.
I elbow Sugar. I think.
You just get hurt on your elbow.
It hurts your elbow.
No,
It's
I
just-
have plans.
yeah. It's just metal on metal, just clanking. Neither of you feel anything.
Yeah, I kind of just looked. I don't. What height is Talvar?
She's stocky. She's like 5'5".
All right, he's like 5'11", so
Yeah.
he's just slightly looks, and he's like,
Yeah. It's interesting. She's as stocky as her mum, while her two sisters are much more waifish.
I see.
And she's like,
Mm.
yeah.
Noticing the bump, I kind of just step aside so that she has more space. I'm like, and I just like
Alright.
nod.
It's good to always have an honest person around. It really helps things. And she's like, he's smart. And he like smiles to it. I would love to assist if I could, but showing my influence around here would draw attention to me, and to do that would mean I would be unable to perform the task I had come to the city for.
Well, that's unfortunate. I was hoping perhaps if it was not too
However,
inconvenient.
if someone else could perform the task that I was required to do, then I would be more free to help you in this way.
What task is it really?
Is it political? I don't know if we are the right people to do a political task.
No, it is certainly not. It is more about expedience and being. It's more about expedience than anything. There is a young individual, a young refugee in High Walls that has something very important that I came to the city to get. And you would help me bring him and the item in question to me. I would be I'd happily help you with your problem. I would definitely try and have a word to have Cosmo get his place in the sun.
Well,
Are
we
Are-
could do that. Sorry. Go ahead.
are you friendly with this refugee? Are you
I-
expecting this?
I have not. It is not so much friendly or not. It is he is the one who reached out to me through some message. But we have tried to find him since then. But he has been difficult to find. We are worried something may have happened, but I cannot move as freely as I would like in this city without drawing attention. So I need someone to find the young person and his important item.
Do you have a photograph of this person?
Unfortunately, no, but I do have a description. He is a young orc with bright white hair. They are stringy and they stick up, but he is quite small for most people. He only stands about 5'1". I have only seen him. I do not familiar with him so much, but I have heard some deal about him. If you could find him and bring him toward me, I'd be greatly appreciated. And the item. If you cannot find him, it is essential you get the item.
What item are we looking for?
It is a Syrian relic, and if my research is to be understood, that relic may have answers as to what caused the mourning. And I'll see you all at the end of the session for this week.
Woo!
You get there's a little spark that flies on what's his face, Pewter's head as he hears the words "the morning." He's like, okay, cool.
Wah! Answers to the morning.
Yeah.
All right,
That's exciting.
ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap for the first episode of Desis and Eberron, the Broken 12 campaign. See you next Wednesday, same time, 7:30 p.m. IST. Thank you for watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for
See you all
watching.
next week.